Welcome back to Racing WA TV for the fourth here at Kalgoorlie, the You've Got the Touch Tab Touch maiden over 1,300 metres. Scott, we saw Chris Parnham take a tumble in the previous, but all A-OK at this stage.
Clear to ride. He'll be aboard his dad's horse here in Ultimate Paradise, and he'll be looking to bounce back after what was a pretty slow start for him at Cal.
Exactly right, and hopefully we see him later on today aboard Man Crush, who is the Hannans Handicap favourite. But let's have a look at the horses in the yard for the fourth here at Kalgoorlie, and the first horse we'll take a look at is Science Degree, who is our favourite for Brett Drury and Clint Johnston Porter.
And in a very short price favourite too here, Lockie, around that $1.50, $1.60 marker because of the scratchings. If You Blush goes to Saturday, Miss Boudica comes out, and Please Mister goes to Saturday as well. So all of a sudden this race, which would have had Science Degree favourite no matter what, has him now as a very short price favourite. Third run here in WA. He had a couple of runs over at Pakenham earlier in the year, and his two runs here, he's run second to Camera Action, who's now won in town, and second to Cretisis after getting run down in the last 150. Should be hard to beat.
The two If You Blush is a scratching, so we now take a look at the three. Ultimate Paradise for Neville and Chris Parnham,
who's here today having her 11th run of her life, but I think more importantly here, some of her recent runs have been on wet tracks, so potentially she could be back on top of the ground, a bit of an improver, and last time out she comes through that same Camera Action race as our favourite in Science Degree. There was a length and 3/4 between them last start, probably going to be somewhere near a similar margin you would think here today, but logically Ultimate Paradise still looms as the main danger to our hot pot.
The four is All Chill, Justin Robbins trains, and Keshaw Duran takes the ride.
Who's had a few runs here in Kalgoorlie since arriving for Justin Robbins' yard. I'm expecting here today that she probably finds this distance on the shorter side. She comes into it 10 days between outings, beaten 7 last start by Date with the Devil. Prior to that, she probably put in one of her better runs at Kalgoorlie when she was racing over a mile, so I just think the distance is probably short of her best.
The 5, Miss Boudica, is a scratching, so we now take a look at the 6, Sugared Up. Josh Brown looking for a race-to-race double. Tash Faithful in the saddle.
There is a run there that would see this mare way overs at the price that she is, and that was 5 starts ago, Lockie. She went around in a Class 1 fillies and mares, beaten 3 by On Plein Air, and the second horse out of that race was Dirty Chai, who came out and won at her next outing. Since then, though, they raced her over a bit more ground, and she struck a few wet tracks that she probably didn't really like. Freshened up here, new stable, back in trip and on top of the ground again, potentially an improver. I found a spot in the first 4 for Sugared Up.
7, Admiration Bay, Joanne Forrest, Steve Parnham.
Had 2 runs this time in, beaten 7.5 by Dreambook, when run off her legs at 1,200, then beaten 18 lengths last start at 90-1 behind Date with the Devil. We'd need to improve panels off that.
The 8, Please Mister, is a scratching. As you said, Scott, we'll see him run in the maiden on Saturday afternoon. So we now take a look at the 9, Queen of Chaos for Paul Tapper and Christy Bennett.
Who was formerly trained by Luke Fernie, went around in an Ascot 1,000 Guineas as a 3-year-old filly back in March, but her 3 runs back this time in as a mare. She's been beaten 5.5 by Master Tactician, 6.5 by Western Power. At least that pair of horses have gone on with it, but they're big beaten margins, and most recently beaten 4.25 by Cretisis, when the second horse was Science Degree, who was our favourite in this.
And the last horse we'll take a look at is the 10, Lord Give Me Strength, a 3-year-old filly by Applying God, nice and fresh in the mounting yard. Steve Wolfe and Luke Campbell combined.
Won a 600-metre trial back on the 9th of May at Albany, and then went into a 1,000-metre 2-year-old maiden on debut when settling at the back of the field, never making an impression, was beaten 7 lengths, was never travelling at any stage really in the run, and the rider reported that as well. Was immediately tipped out after that, has had a couple of trials leading into her return to racing. In one of those trials, Tash Faithful rode, and the fact that Tash Faithful is not on this filly today I thought was worth noting, as well as the fact that Sean McGrady is here today and riding at 54.5 for one of Steve Wolfe's horses, but not the 54 here for this filly.
All right, let's have a look at the market here. That's a look at the 10 runners. Well, 7 runners now ahead of race number 4 here at Kalgoorlie, where Science Degree has been knocking on the door all season long and is your favourite. 2.10 into $1.55. Ultimate Paradise is on the second line of betting at $4. Lord Give Me Strength is on the third line at $7, whilst Queen of Chaos and All Chill are $16 and $20-1 chances respectively. Scott, how do you order the 4?
Well, as much as I'm not really a fan of the $1.55 about Science Degree, Lockie, considering he was beaten fair and square at even money last start, this race just lacks any sort of depth, especially after the scratchings. I had If You Blush in for second, and I had Please Mister in for fourth. So 2 of my top 4 and some of the dangers to Science Degree have come out to race on Saturday. So all of a sudden this field has been decimated by scratchings, and the price that you're throwing up about Science Degree is probably way too short to be at all interested, but I expect that he can come through here and give Brett Drury a winner on Hannans Handicap Day and put Clint Johnston Porter on the board here. I think that they probably ride him for speed, take luck out of the equation. There's probably very few horses that you would happily hand up to in this field, with all due respect. So I expect Clint Johnston Porter to ride him like the best horse, and hopefully he can come out on top and break his maiden. 3, Ultimate Paradise, finished a length and 3/4 behind him last start. That is definitely a concern the last time they met. Number 10 I'll put in for third. I'll put the filly in there, Lord Give Me Strength. And 6, Sugared Up. If she could reproduce anywhere near that run behind On Plein Air and Dirty Chai, she'd go a lot better than a 20-1 chance in a small field of maidens. 1, 3, 10 and 6.
1 Science Degree on top for Scott. Brett Drury and Clint Johnston Porter combined. Scott, it'd be great to see Brett Drury train a winner here this afternoon. His team have been racing so consistently throughout the Kalgoorlie season, often just finding 1 or 2 better, namely behind Peter Fernie and the army of horses he has up here in Kalgoorlie. But Brett's horses, they've been around the mark all season long, so hopefully Science Degree can salute here in the 4th, because his horses have been going well.
They certainly have. I actually don't mind one of his later on as well, Lockie. It's called El Sueno, who I see is accepted for Saturday as well, but there was plenty of money around for that galloper later on. Was around 21 into 10 in early markets, and I thought El Sueno could run a big race here later on, so hopefully the stable continues their consistent run of placings, but a couple of wins here and there would be nice.
Exactly, they wouldn't go astray. Brett does a wonderful job with his small team. Not only does he obviously ride all of his horses, but he is one of the key track work riders here up in Kalgoorlie, helping out plenty of trainers get their horses prepared for the races. So we're hoping Science Degree can salute for Brett Drury and Clint Johnston Porter, and he is now into $1.40. He has been one of the best back runners all day here at the KBRC. Ultimate Paradise is on the second line of betting, has been $4 out to $4.40 late. Lord Give Me Strength, the only other runner in single figures, now out to $7.50. But Science Degree is all the rage ahead of race number 4 here at Kalgoorlie. That's the way Scott's tipping, and they're about to begin the loading process. So we'll hand you upstairs to Darren McCauley to call home the 4th at Kalgoorlie.
Okay, thanks indeed, Tim. As they arrive at the starting gates, of course, Chris Parnham was given the medical clearance to continue riding through the day after coming off Psycho's Sister, living right up to its name. After the start there, it dropped its head and put on a real buck-jumping performance, dislodging Chris, and both unscathed. Chris rides Ultimate Paradise here. We wait on Queen of Chaos, All Chill to move in. Lord Give Me Strength, as well as Admiration Bay. And Sugared Up out there behind the gates as well. But the former Victorian galloper Science Degree at $1.36. So this is being targeted even at the very short odds. Science Degree, a son of All Too Hard. Third run in the Goldfields with trainer Brett Drury. Carries the all apricot colours of Johnny Riley. John, of course, had the great filly of her time, Asian Incline, in those same colours for memory. The all apricot. Sugared Up goes forward. And now we wait on All Chill and Admiration Bay. The field is almost set here for this next maiden, 1300. It's the You've Got the Touch, Tab Touch maiden field. Starter John Wasland going across towards the ladder. And at $1.36, the red hot favourite, Science Degree. Drawn in barrier 1. Lights are flashing, they're off and racing, and from the inside it actually won the start. Science Degree, Queen of Chaos was quickly away. Over on the outside, All Chill's going to come across and nudge its way into third soon after the start. Then Ultimate Paradise, Lord Give Me Strength. Sugared Up taken back into the field in company with Admiration Bay. And so the hot pot with its neck arched is doing it very comfortably. Johnston Porter's got the brakes on here at the 850, just trying to lock this favourite down. Science Degree, a little more than a length. Running second, Queen of Chaos. Ultimate Paradise third. Down on the inside is Next of All. All Chill Out wider on the course. Lord Give Me Strength heeled up near the rail, followed by Sugared Up. The tail ender is Admiration Bay, but getting a rails run. Science Degree, the former Victorian, led them nearing the 400. They're about to turn for home. Science Degree given a bit more rain. Quickly draws two clear from Queen of Chaos. Ultimate Paradise under heavy pressure down on the inside now as the Hyphenator goes for home, and he gives this former Victorian 4-year-old his head and a taste of the shillelagh. At the 200, it's Science Degree by 4, Queen of Chaos. Ultimate Paradise battles away, followed further back by, at the head of the others came Lord Give Me Strength, but this is all over bar the shouting, and it wins like a long odds-on favourite should. He put the brakes on and he posed up for the pick late in the race. Science Degree won it in a canter again, won by about 3.5, tight for second, third and fourth. Queen of Chaos, Ultimate Paradise, Lord Give Me Strength, a gap further back than Admiration Bay, All Chill weakening, and Sugared Up is back there, Stone Motherless last. Well, hardly a surprise there, Science Degree. You didn't need one of those to find the winner of race number 4. By All Too Hard, trained by Brett Drury, third run in WA, and given an armchair ride by Johnston Porter. He only stoked the horse up at the 200, gave him a couple of reminders, and this 4-year-old did the rest. After being a bridesmaid at 4 of its previous 5 runs, it opens its account today here in the Goldfields with an effortless victory. Got it all its own way. 1:18.50 the time. 4.5 lengths and a short neck. The official margin. Second goes the way of 9, Queen of Chaos, who hunted the pace. Ultimate Paradise, third, number 3. Fourth, number 10, Lord Give Me Strength. And so the interim numbers 1, 9, 3 and 10. Science Degree by All Too Hard from Co-XL for Mrs. P and J Riley, SPM Riley, DE and AEJ Trow, Harry Donald, S Fleming, and also BJ Pascoe, and has won, and won like a long odds on favourite deservedly should. Second home, number 9, Queen of Chaos by Grunt, prepared by Paul Tapper. Christy Bennett in the saddle. Ultimate Paradise third by Playing God, this mare, trained by Neville Parnham and ridden by Chris Parnham. A very easy watch for those that took the short odds. Science Degree in the 4th. As we go to the back half of the card, first leg of the quaddie, the Black Diamond Drilling Handicap over 1200, the next of the day, and has no changes as we head down to Lockie Taylor there. And that was an exciting victory there. Johnston Porter just had to sit and just nurse it to the line.
Exactly right, Darren, and from there the horse did the rest. I'm now joined by winning trainer Brett Drury. Brett, this horse, since joining your care, he hasn't been far away. He's been racing consistently, but courtesy of a better Barry today, that was a nice, easy watch.
Yeah, that's sort of what he did today is what he showed me in his work. He showed a bit. He's going to be a better horse next year, but he's got a fair bit of ability.
Obviously today he was a short price favourite, and this was perhaps the weakest maiden he's found since joining your care. What is the ceiling for this horse?
Oh, I'm not sure. Like it's a maiden. Let's try and win a Class 2 next start. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know, he's probably not the worst horse to have a crack at the Road to Ascot series. If he can get away with a Class 2, you know, yeah, he might be that sort of horse around Ascot. He's got speed, obviously. So yeah.
Prior to the race, Scott and I were discussing the fact that all throughout this season, your horses have been racing so well, sometimes without the winning reward, but obviously a satisfying result towards the back end of the season here this afternoon, because the horses have been going well for a long time.
Yeah, it's just lucky Peter Fernie did me a favour and scratched his 2 runners to run Saturday, so yeah, he's a good bloke.
A couple more chances this afternoon, Flober and El Sueno, a word on the pair of them?
Yeah, I think they're both each way chances. They're both racing well.
Great to see you in the winner's circle. Well done, Brett.
Thanks so much.
There's Brett Drury after the win of Science Degree, and here's CJP catching up with Scotty.
Thanks, Lockie. CJP is with me now. Clint, last start, he got a similar run to that, but ran into one that was probably a fair bit better than what his opposition was today.
Yeah, definitely. He was just stiff that time. He was stiff first up as well. He's new to the camp, and we're just learning him out. He wants to overdo it a little bit. He was racing at Pakenham on the synthetic, so they go nice and hard there, so he probably never got to touch the bridle over there, and the slower tempos over here. He's just wanting to over-race a little bit, and so today the plan was just to go forwards and hope he was too good.
So probably for him, with a racing pattern like that, a win will probably just settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, even then, like, he'd turn around in the prelim and he wants to race everyone back. So he's very competitive, and I think that's what will make him a good racehorse.
What about the horse that you're here for today, Vastart in the Hannans?
Yeah, I'm excited. Going to have a lightweight on it, and I've drawn a better barrier today. As long as I can get it to jump, I think she'll go really close.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Clint Johnston Porter combining with Brett Drury and Science Degree to take out the 4th here at Kalgoorlie. On the other side of the break, we'll see a couple of Hall of Fame features on 2 champions of Western Australian turf, Miss Andretti and Frank Treen.